Brittney Griner is playing a game, and this is what Brittney Griner calls. I was not going to comment on any of this stuff until this took place. Watch what she says. The entire internet has reacted to this. Here's Brittney Griner. They're playing against the Indiana Fever, and look what she's saying. Go ahead, Rob.
Or the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier.
Patrick Bet-David just went all in on Brittney Griner, and the internet immediately exploded with reactions. The Valuetainment founder held absolutely nothing back after watching the viral clip involving Griner and Caitlin Clark. His response instantly became one of the biggest talking points online, and many people believe Griner never expected this level of public criticism. Do you think Patrick Bet-David crossed the line, or was his harsh response completely justified?
The ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
Everyone is talking because Patrick Bet-David delivered one of the strongest criticisms seen in sports media, and Brittney Griner found herself at the center of it. The entrepreneur and media personality strongly criticized Griner after the viral clip spread across social media, refusing to soften any part of his opinion. In his view, the issue highlighted deeper problems inside the WNBA. According to PBD, everything started with what looked like an ordinary basketball play between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. But instead of ending there, the discussion quickly grew into something much bigger. Reese shoved one of Clark's teammates, Clark responded with a foul, and Reese fell to the floor in dramatic fashion. PBD compared it to an exaggerated flop. What frustrated him even more was that some media figures immediately turned the conversation toward race instead of basketball. DeMarcus Cousins questioned whether Clark received favorable treatment because she is white. Angel Reese added more comments, and then Jemele Hill made a statement that shocked many people. Hill suggested that Reese could become the Michael Jordan of the WNBA. Patrick Bet-David strongly rejected that comparison, pointing to Reese's shooting struggles and arguing that comparing her to one of basketball's greatest players simply made no sense.
Well, that pretty much sounds like trash effing white girl.
Yeah.
I mean, let's just be honest.
So the whole market reacts to this.
The controversy continued when ESPN analyst Ryan Clark entered the discussion by criticizing RG3 for supporting Caitlin Clark. Then the debate became even more heated. Ryan Clark suggested that RG3's opinion on race should carry less weight because he is married to a white woman. Patrick Bet-David reacted with complete disbelief after watching the clip. He questioned how someone's marriage could determine the value of their opinion and argued that this kind of thinking only creates more division around women's basketball. But that wasn't even the biggest issue for him. Everything changed after a video of Brittney Griner fouling out against the Indiana Fever began circulating online. The audio appeared to capture her saying what sounded like trash effing white girl, and that was the moment PBD completely lost patience. He openly described the comment as racially charged and criticized Griner for making remarks that he believed were completely inappropriate. Patrick Bet-David then shifted attention to Griner's past, reminding viewers that the United States secured her release from Russia through a highly publicized prisoner exchange involving Victor Bout. He argued that after receiving that level of support, making inflammatory comments toward a fellow American player who has helped increase attention on the WNBA reflected very poorly on her.
To being able to read the expressions of a person and know their intent, know their character, know their perspective. But he does understand hate because I think he also understands the hate of self. When you look at the play, which is all we can speak to as professionals, all we can speak to as analysts, Angel Reese.
Patrick Bet-David wasn't finished making his case against Griner. He then discussed several widely shared quotes that were supposedly linked to her, suggesting she was unhappy about arenas being filled with large crowds and the growing attention surrounding WNBA games. According to those statements, she appeared frustrated that thousands of fans were now attending games and closely following the action on the court.
Griner, what she said about the NBA. This is so funny how all this stuff works out, right? She says, this is from Brittney. Every time we play her, there's this commotion, like this loud rumbling from the stands. Turns out it's people, thousands of them, just sitting there, watching on purpose. It's very disruptive. It's called a freaking game that they pay you money to play. Don't play the game.
The supposed quotes sounded so unbelievable that many people assumed they were jokes. They claimed Griner preferred when WNBA games were quiet enough for people to relax, bring a laptop, or even get work done instead of dealing with loud, cheering crowds. Those quotes were later identified as satire, but Patrick Bet-David said they reflected an attitude that many fans already believe exists within the league. He argued that it makes no sense for professional athletes to complain about passionate supporters because fans are the reason sports continue to grow and succeed.
Brittney Griner voiced frustration in a recent interview, claiming that Caitlin Clark is ruining what used to make the WNBA great. Wait for this.
Empty stands?
Tom, let me just...
Go ahead, I'm so mad.
WNBA games used to be a chill, quiet place you could bring your laptop and relax, maybe even get a little work done. But now it's like there's a large gathering of people watching us from the stands. Some of them are yelling crazy shit about what they're seeing, putting unfair pressure on us to score like we're there for their entertainment. And that's pretty gross.
Well,
are you
I act like this.
Okay.
Rob, can you verify that this is what she said on the mom and pop WNBA model? That she's sick of the and then she says, the whole thing is toxic. I saw a guy with his daughter in the crowd, both of them yelling, couldn't hear what they were saying exactly, but it was either about my performance or some light racism.
Patrick Bet-David used the situation to make a much larger argument about the direction of the WNBA. He said that instead of appreciating the new attention and financial growth Caitlin Clark has brought, some players have responded with frustration, entitlement, and constant complaints. According to him, the league rewards excuses instead of professionalism. He argued that players continue talking about unfair treatment while competing in a league supported by the NBA, major sponsors, and growing television audiences. PBD said the WNBA already faces financial challenges, and instead of taking advantage of Clark's popularity to build a stronger future, too many people are creating unnecessary controversy. He also criticized the media for defending certain players while constantly questioning Clark. In his opinion, successful organizations reward performance, leadership, and results, not excuses. He pointed to Angel Reese's shooting numbers as an example, arguing that comparisons to basketball legends are unrealistic when the on-court production simply does not support those claims.
And I know Adam, I'm going to piggyback off of Adam because Adam's been saying this for a while, that this is why the WNBA is never, ever, ever going to work and never make money. And this is exactly what Caitlin Clark gets for bending the knee. Do you guys remember when she said, when we lost all respect for her, when she said, I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. And the more we can elevate black women, this is going to be a beautiful thing. That's when it was all over. And Angel Reese and Brittney Griner, they walk around like the league owes them something. Even Ryan Clark's attitude as if, bro, where's the victimhood? These are freaking millionaires. Like, what are you talking about? It's attitude, it's no humility, just entitlement, and that's not confidence. It's
Patrick Bet-David's strongest argument focused on the long-term impact of this situation. He predicted that the moment Caitlin Clark missed games because of injury or time away, the WNBA would immediately feel the difference in ratings and revenue. According to him, television audiences and attendance would fall sharply, proving that no combination of the league's other stars could match the attention Clark generates on her own. That prediction seemed to gain momentum when Clark was ruled out for 2 weeks with an injury. PBD responded by saying, "Good. Let's see what happens to the ratings," believing the numbers would reveal how dependent the league had become on its biggest attraction. He argued that while some players claim they deserve more recognition, the marketplace always tells the real story. Bet-David also compared Caitlin Clark to Jackie Robinson, not because of identical circumstances, but because he believes both challenged the existing culture of their sports while bringing enormous attention to the game. He argued that Robinson faced resistance from outside baseball, while Clark has dealt with criticism from within women's basketball despite helping grow the sport. PBD also criticized members of the media, saying commentators such as Ryan Clark and Jemele Hill focus too much on racial debates instead of basketball itself. He questioned a business model where the league reportedly continues to lose money while depending on NBA support, yet some players appear unhappy about the larger crowds and growing attention. From his business perspective, successful organizations reward performance, embrace growth, and focus on creating value instead of distractions. Patrick Bet-David argued that the WNBA has placed too much attention on emotions instead of performance, and he believes that approach has slowed the league's financial progress despite having talented players. He also expanded his criticism to the wider world of professional sports, saying that politics has become too closely connected with the games fans simply want to enjoy. According to PBD, when leagues spend more time on political conversations than the competition itself, they risk losing viewers who tune in for basketball. He believes families and casual fans want exciting games rather than constant public debates. Bet-David also questioned Caitlin Clark's response to some of the controversy, saying her comments about white privilege and supporting black women were unlikely to satisfy critics who had already made up their minds. In his opinion, Clark should have stayed focused on basketball instead of becoming involved in political discussions that distracted from her talent. He argued that this decision disappointed some supporters while failing to change the minds of critics. His overall message was that professional sports should reward ability, hard work, and results above everything else. PBD believes the WNBA has a chance to build its future around exceptional players like Clark, but only if it prioritizes basketball over outside narratives. He added that Clark's injury absence would become the biggest test of his argument, because if ratings drop significantly, it would show exactly how much the league depends on her popularity. Patrick Bet-David's criticism of Brittney Griner and the current direction of the WNBA was direct, forceful, and impossible to ignore. He argued that issues such as entitlement, hypocrisy, and internal conflict are preventing women's basketball from reaching its full potential. In his view, the league needs to focus on accountability, professionalism, and supporting the players who are driving its growth instead of creating unnecessary division. Whether people agree with his conclusions or not, his comments sparked a major conversation throughout the sports world. Now it's your turn to join the discussion. Do you agree with Patrick Bet-David's assessment, or do you think he went too far? Share your opinion in the comments, leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more basketball news, analysis, and the biggest stories from around the sports world.